All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1016, Cheney case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all may be seated. Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Cheney?
Mrs.
Mrs. Cheney.
Remarried.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So, we were friends. We went out for drinks after a promotion, and everybody else left. It left us two. Had a little too much to drink. Anyway, I ended up pregnant. He's completely out of the picture. Doesn't answer text calls, whatever. All of a sudden, he comes to me and says he wants to be a part of our kid's life. And I said, okay, well, you're going to have to give me child support. I'm not just going to let you all of a sudden be dad, you know. And
how old is the child?
He's 18 months.
Okay.
18 months, yep.
Mrs. Cheney opens the hearing with a story that hits hard. What started as two friends celebrating a promotion over a few drinks turned into a baby 18 months later, and her raising that child completely alone. For an entire year, the father vanished. No text, no visits, no money. Now, suddenly he wants to step into the picture, and she's firm, not without child support. Her tone stays calm, but the exhaustion is impossible to miss. The tension in the courtroom begins to rise, because this is definitely not your average co-parenting situation.
Okay, continue.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he's like, well, I can't pay child support, but I'll pay the daycare bill. Daycare is $8.55 a month. Okay. He claims he only makes $24,000 a year. That adds up to almost half his income, if that's what he actually said. I mean, this is not the way a guy who lives a life of $24,000. I mean, that suit probably costs like, I don't know, half that or something.
It is a nice suit.
I shop clearance.
Okay.
I do pretty well on sales.
He shops on clearance.
Okay. I've never seen that suit at JCPenney, but all right.
Okay. So $855 a month in daycare. You say you make $24,000 a year.
$24,000 a year, that is correct.
And I do have his tax returns that he produced showing $24,000 a year, but you're self-employed?
That is correct.
So you did your own tax return?
I do, yes.
So is it accurate, or did you manipulate it?
If you're questioning if I'm being honest in my tax returns,
yes.
I am being honest in my tax returns, Your Honor.
Okay. And I can only go based off of what he produces. Living-wise, do you live with someone?
I'm in an apartment sharing situation right now with the money I make every month, and with basically close to half of my salary going to pay for daycare for our child. I've got to share. I can't afford my own place on my own.
Okay.
Mrs. Cheney doesn't buy the dad's claim that he only makes $24,000 a year, especially when he somehow pays $855 per month for daycare. She even points out his designer-looking suit, and he fires back saying it's from the clearance rack at iShock prices. The judge reviews his self-prepared taxes, flawed but legally acceptable. Meanwhile, he paints a life of shared groceries, split rent, and scraping by with roommates. But Mrs. Cheney isn't convinced. The numbers don't match, and she knows it. In this financial chess game, she's the only one with actual proof.
And living expenses, they're shared between your roommates?
Pretty much we kind of split the groceries, things like that. Utilities get split evenly.
Okay. Well, then that kind of makes sense. So you're asking, what exactly are you asking for him to do?
My name's Naru Witherspoon. I'm an attorney, and I'm licensed in Illinois, Texas, and Missouri. I handle cases for families all over the nation. And I want to talk to you about Vonda Bailey. Vonda Bailey is a family law attorney, and she handles high-profile, high-net-worth cases. If you're listening to this message, and you're a high-value individual, a high-profile individual, you must give Vonda Bailey a call. What does that mean? If you have properties, if you have assets, if you have 401k plans, compensation packages that are complex, I want you to give Vonda Bailey a call. Vonda Bailey, she's an amazing attorney. She might be expensive, but it's worth it. Give Vonda Bailey a call.
My point is that it seems kind of sketchy that he can afford almost $900 a month in daycare, but won't pay child support. I feel like there's something going on with the money situation. There's got to be a reason why he's doing things the way he does.
So you want him to pay $855 in daycare and child support?
I mean, he wants to be a part of his life.
That wasn't my question.
Okay.
Do you want him to pay $855 in daycare as well as pay child support on top of that?
I want us to be able to talk and discuss and find a number that works for both of us and that I think is fair.
Okay.
Just because I make more money than him doesn't mean I should be covering all of the child's expenses. $855 is daycare.
I definitely agree with that. I agree with.
The judge asks directly, does Mrs. Cheney want child support and daycare? She dodges the exact answer, saying she just wants a fair number, but her frustration is clear. She's been paying everything alone, and earning more money doesn't mean she should shoulder the whole burden. The judge gives her a legal reality check. Under Texas law, he cannot order both child care and standard child support unless the parents agree to it. The confusion on her face shows she's just realizing how complicated the system really is.
What is the middle ground that you're looking for? Because legally, he cannot pay daycare and child support. I mean, you can't have it both ways. So what would be a middle ground for you?
I guess we'd have to kind of discuss what would be child support versus daycare and how the parental responsibilities would change. Would you get him on weekends? Would you get him on holidays? Things like that. So, because he doesn't live real close either, you know.
Well, we're here today, so let's discuss it. Like I said, he cannot pay daycare on top of child support. It just can't happen. So if you were to give him a number that's in between the $24,000 because when you break that down based on child support for one child, it's not a lot of.
Mrs. Cheney admits she's overwhelmed. No lawyer, no previous experience, just a mom trying to navigate the legal maze. The judge slows things down, walking her through the law step by step. She brings up the hospital visit, how their son was admitted, and she handled every bill alone. When asked why he didn't help, the dad says his finances haven't changed, but he agrees he should have stepped up sooner. The tension isn't just legal, it's emotional. Both parents clearly carry regret.
So if you were, let's say it's about $300 in child support. If you add that to $855, you're talking about child support in excess of $1,000. Are you asking that he pay $1,000 in child support?
I guess not exactly.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out why you're here and what you're asking me to do.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out what to do with the situation with him. I don't have a law degree. I don't have a lawyer. I don't know exactly how these things work.
Okay. And I'm helping you guys as much as I can.
Yeah, so I didn't know that you couldn't do daycare and child support. And I don't know I've never had child support before. I have no idea. I don't know, what you can do, what you can't do, what happens with visitation and stuff like that. He was absent the entire first year, completely absent. So I paid 100% of everything. He was in the hospital after he was born. I took care of those bills.
And you didn't give her any money?
Not at that point, Your Honor, no.
What was the reason for that?
Just when things start to settle, Mrs. Cheney drops a bomb. You knocked me up and left. She even hints there might be other kids he doesn't know about. Pure courtroom shade. The judge steps in fast, reminding them both they were adults making decisions that night, and there is one child to focus on. This isn't just about money anymore. It's about abandonment, resentment, and a mother finally demanding accountability. The judge keeps the tone grounded. This is about the child, not personal attacks.
I was effectively in the same situation I am now. Again, being self-employed, my income has not gone up. There was a little bit of a disconnect between the two of us. I probably, looking back, should have stepped in sooner, and that's all I'm trying to do now.
Okay.
I want to have a relationship with our son. The amount I'm paying on a monthly basis is already, again, 45% or so.
It's a lot.
Of my income. I don't know the percentages, etc., what I'm required to do. I feel I'm already stepping up, and by paying the full daycare, as far as I know, and I've talked to some friends, I'm paying more than I actually have to.
He actually is. Because if we were to break down, based on what it is that he makes, if we were to break down, and you only have one child? Okay, if we were to break down
that
what
he knows of. Let's just go ahead and
What
put
was
that.
that? How would you know?
Well, he knocked me up and left for a year. So, I mean, there might be some other women out there
Wait a minute. In fairness,
that may not be able to count how many partners they've been with, but I know it was his kid.
In fairness, he wasn't alone in knocking you up.
I get that. And I
kinda
took
played
100%
a
responsibility
fair
for
role
that
in it,
child for a
so
for a
let's
full
not
12
blame
months.
it on him.
Okay.
Let's not blame it
Okay.
all on him. You have one child, correct? Okay, so let's stick to what is in front of us. We're not worrying about any other children that may be out there. So based on the financial documents that he provided at 20%,
The judge crunches the numbers. Based on dad's income, standard child support would only be $349 per month. But he's already paying $855 per month for daycare, which counts as child support under Texas law. Add $113 for health insurance reimbursement, and his total legal obligation becomes $968 per month. Mrs. Cheney tries to bring up his bar tabs, but the judge shuts that down. The point is simple. He's already paying more than the basic requirement, and this ruling just formalizes it.
his child support should only be about $349. Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. My name is Vonda Bailey and I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Texas, and I handle matters that are related to child support, child custody, divorce, and adoption. So if you need help in any one of those areas, please feel free to give me a call. And then health insurance is paid through you.
Yes.
How much do you pay?
It's like 130 or something a month. It comes right out of my check, so I'm not sure the exact amount of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm looking
130,
at
133, something like that.
I'm looking at what you also turned in. It looks like it's about $113.
13, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do to make it fair, because he is paying.
Dad looks stunned. He thought paying $855, more than double the standard amount, might earn him some relief. Instead, he's leaving the courtroom owing even more. The judge explains why. Daycare and health insurance are valid legal reasons to set support higher than the guideline amount. Since he's already managing these payments, the court sees no reason to reduce them. If he wants to lower the total later, he can provide insurance himself or negotiate directly with mom. But for now, the $968 stands. Clip 8. Judge Vonda ends the case with a firm, balanced ruling. $855 for daycare, $113 for insurance reimbursement total. $968 per month. She leaves the door open for future modification if the parents reach an agreement. Afterward, she explains why Texas law allows a deviation from standard child support and why daycare qualifies as a justified, necessary expense. No drama, no dragging it out, just a ruling that protects the child while staying fair to both parents.
3 times the amount that his child support should be.
Yeah, well, his bar bills are about the price of that too, so.
Well, so are yours. But as I was saying, his child support is going to be set at what the daycare amount is. That's the fairest way to do it. At least we know that by you paying daycare, the child's daycare expense is covered each month. So that's something you do not have to worry about. And you will have to reimburse her for the health insurance that she has on the child. So when you add the $855 plus the $113, it comes out to $968 a month in child support. So $968 would be all that he pays. And out of that, that would include whatever, if you change daycares, let me just make sure I'm very clear on this. If you change daycares and the amount goes up to $1,000, all he's responsible for is the $855 for the daycare. That's it. That's all you're responsible for. But the health insurance, if you have health insurance available through your job, you can enroll the child under health insurance and remove that $113 additional charge, and you'll be only responsible for $855.
To make sure I understand, so I'm already paying $855 a month as compared to the $349 that you calculated I should be responsible for. So now we're saying, well, instead of basing it off of $349, potentially lowering it, or at least the two of us coming to some sort of agreement and saying, I'm already paying 45% of my salary. I've got to pay now $968 a month, which is, again, more than double what I'm supposed to be paying in child support.
You've been paying, although it's 3 times the amount, you've been comfortably paying this. This isn't something that she necessarily, well, when I say comfortably, I don't know your financial situation, but you've been paying it for some time.
With roommates and
right.
TV
and I
dinners.
understand, but under Texas law, we can deviate from what the guideline support should be if we find good reason to do it. And daycare expenses, they are considered one of those reasons. Now, if you two, while you're here, you want to agree to a lesser amount, if you want to meet in the middle and say, let's say you decide to do 700, let's say you decide to say 750, that's what you can do. But based on what you all have been telling me, you've been paying daycare, it's $855. That would be in the best interest of the child to at least make sure that the daycare expense is covered. So, like I said, if you guys decide to come with something different, you can come back and modify that, and I'd be happy to enter in the number that you all come up with. Is there anything further today? Okay, anything further? No, thank you. Okay, well, there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.